That left hook is vicious. The quickness in that left hook is spectacular. The right hand is no joke either.
Garcia's posture is very tall and unorthodox, but it does help with his reach and the quick release through his footwork to generate the power. However, it can leave him open when he overextends at times. However, generally I think his footwork when throwing the hook is solid, especially as he steps in to find the range, sometimes even leaping slightly with his footwork to help him close the gap.
With everybody, all the great left hookers of the past.
But the crazy thing is, like, bro, he don't even bring it out. He just goes from right here.
Right there,
Pa!
whip. Like a whip.
It just kills guys.
It has so much power from short distance, just nothing. Just turns it over.
Yeah.
And he can hit you with multiple ones in a row.
Hey, he just keeps throwing left. He don't even believe in jabs.
And the funny thing was the troll job. Like he was on.
As of right now, yes. Yes, I would say that. I would say his left is his money shot.
First, you gotta get a rhythm of this, you know? So if you try to hit it fast, you're gonna miss. Try. So just get a rhythm. Down.
Ah! I got somebody you can beat up.
Yeah, I got you. What?
One single punch has stayed with every fighter who has ever faced Ryan Garcia. Now, the biggest names in boxing are warning Conor Benn that he is about to find out exactly why.
Ryan Garcia is quick-witted, been in this stuff before, knows how to talk, and Conor Benn probably got the better of that verbal exchange, which is saying something.
He can sell it though, boys.
They both can. They both have star quality. I got to tell you something. If you just asked me about this fight on paper, I didn't see anything. I don't know. I'm like, maybe Ben tries to get inside, and Conor with that, and Ryan with that big left hook is a bad matchup for him. But sometimes the way guys react, their attitudes inform you about.
Tim Bradley, a former world champion, is zeroing in on whether Benn can manage Garcia's famous left hook. If Benn cannot stop it while moving forward, his aggressive style might turn into a serious weakness.
He has a right hand, good right hand, a strong right hand. I think the pressure that he puts on
he has an engine.
Well, yeah, he keeps going, and you see the will that he has.
Conor's mental is strong. Yeah.
He's mentally strong. However, look, if he gets past that left hook, he got to get past that left hook, man. And one more thing. In his last fight, in Garcia's last fight, that right hand that he was throwing, very effective.
Nice,
in that fight. Yeah, you can see him starting to add new things to his repertoire,
but
more than just a left hook. That's going to be a punch. I believe that's going to be a definitive punch.
Picking up from that point, Chris Mannix brings up the return of that same damaging hook and also points out another tool that could make the champion even tougher to handle.
The fight against Barrios was probably the best I've ever seen Ryan Garcia. Not just because that left hook and that speed was still there, the right hand. We haven't seen the right hand from Ryan Garcia, and we saw Mario Barrios in the first round look like he didn't prepare 1 minute for that right hand. Didn't look like he was ready for it at all. If that right hand is the same kind of explosive weapon that the left hook is, Ryan's got a lot of tools in the box there.
Turning attention to Benn's own tendencies, Sergio Mora explains how he squares his stance when fights get messy, cautioning that this position could leave him open to Garcia's well-known hook and the uppercuts that often come right after.
I don't see Conor Benn winning that fight. He's going to be punching up like he was against Eubank Jr., but he's dealing with a fighter that's still in his 20s, that still has that reaction, still has that snappy left hook. And Conor Benn squares up when he misses punches, and he likes to fight square on the inside and attack you. That's a recipe for disaster with a guy that's his favorite punch is a left hook, and he picks you up with uppercuts.
Supporting that same view, Kell Brook, a fighter who has faced top-level hitters, points out the incredible speed behind Garcia's attacks and names the hook as his signature move. That punch combination can shift the fight before Benn even has a moment to respond.
Speed, I think he's the quickest fighter pound for pound in the world right now. I don't even think anyone's remotely close to him. Pound for pound to speed. I haven't seen speed like him since Amir. Amir's the quickest I've ever seen. Up close on, I've trained alongside him. You can't. It's and 4 punches, but like it's blind and speed. Like you've never seen speed like it. With Garcia, it's the left hook that's the real power.
Repeating that same caution, George Groves warns that the lightning-fast hook is still one of Garcia's most dangerous tools. and one well-placed shot can turn the fight around in a split second. He adds that you always have to watch for that left hook, the quick one that comes in and causes so much damage.
Looking for that left hook, that fast left hook that comes and it does such devastating damage. But I don't know if he hurt his left hand in camp, and now he's been throwing a lot more right hands. He's figured out, oh, do you know what? My right hand ain't too bad either. I mean, credit to Barrios for lasting the distance, I suppose, because after that first round, you think.
Frock, a former world champion known for studying top-level punches, points to the hook as the shot that can finish opponents completely, while also wondering if Garcia may have hurt his own hand throwing it. That doubt only adds more risk for anyone getting in the ring with him.
He should be finishing it because Barrios is a tough kid.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. He's well-schooled, trained hard, he can take a shot. I know he got dropped. A lot of it can be balanced. See a left hook there landing on the screen, straight on the face of her. I talk about that hook, and that's the hook that usually finishes his opponent. Maybe he hurt his hand with that one, Garcia, but no, not disappointed. I was more enlightened and happy that Garcia was able to go 12 rounds at pace, show everybody that he's serious about the game still. He's a good-looking kid.
Turning the talk toward the difference in experience, Frank Warren, a promoter with years of exposure to top-level boxing, sees Ben as a big underdog because he has not yet proven himself against fighters at Garcia's level. In Warren's view, that missing experience creates a serious concern, especially since Ben is entering a fight where one slip could reveal the gap in high-level competition.
And I generally don't know.
Yeah.
I've not paid a lot of attention to it, quite honestly. Look, Conor, at this moment in time, for me, he's a big underdog in the fight.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd do his best and he'll fight his best, but I mean, you've got to make Garcia a massive favourite.
Yeah, well, it's the known against the unknown, isn't it? Conor's not boxed at that level, and just before.
Yeah, but I mean, Conor's not boxed at a high level.
Yeah,
yet.
That's what I'm saying.
He fought Chris Eubanks Jr., 36 years old, whatever he is.
Yeah.
And he's never done it at all.
Yeah.
Shifting the focus away from the ring completely, Liam Goff insists that the hardest part of training camp is only starting, warning that the later stages of Ben's weight cut could get tougher. If the physical stress keeps building while he is also trying to stay sharp and in shape, then size may not even matter anymore, because you might have the weight advantage over him but still struggle.
The size really doesn't become a factor because you might have the weight over him, but if you're as weak as anything, if a feather could knock you over, well, what good is the size then? So yeah, those are my thoughts on this. Conor Ben looking in phenomenal shape, but mentioning how hard it is to make this, well, that's not good. You don't want to be doing that, and that doesn't exactly fill you with confidence a month out from the fight. It's not going to get any easier. It's only going to get harder, in particular fight week.
Sticking with that same topic, Liam points to Ben's unusually open comments as a possible red flag, suggesting they might reveal more than just ordinary pre-fight tension. He raises the idea that if Ben's body is already worn down from training, weight control, or the overall grind of camp, that physical toll could hurt his endurance, sharpness, and ability to take punches even before the first round starts.
How often do we hear fighters say, made weight easy, this, that, and the other, and you can clearly tell when they're on the scale, you're like, you struggle at that weight. You really struggle at that weight. Go and drink some water, please. There's no water in you. They don't turn around and say, yeah, struggle, it's not been the easiest, this, that, and the other, and I haven't done this weight for 4 years, and this has been my only fight at welterweight, and then I'm going back up to whatever weight it is. That tells me that Conor Ben, the writing is kind of on the wall. And if you think about it like this, look, Eddie Hearn is obviously bitter.
If you think about it this way, Eddie Hearn is clearly bitter, but not everyone is ready to join in on the criticism. Mike Costello, a longtime insider who knows the sport's top contenders well, refuses to judge Ben based only on his last fight, pointing out that one showing does not always tell the full story of what he can bring to a big bout. He believes the importance of the fight, the caliber of the opponent, and the chance that a major win could push Ben to adapt and bring a sharper, more confident version of himself when the stakes are at their highest.
So there's not a big sample size, and you're really jumping on what you saw recently. I think Conor Ben is a lot better than what he showed against Regis Prograis. I agree with Timmy on the the style of Regis and how tricky he is, and I think this is a much closer fight than the oddsmakers.
But not everyone in boxing is fully convinced that the hook is the only factor that matters. Tim Bradley comes back with a different view, believing Ben sees a weakness in Garcia and has the drive to push him into tough situations. If he can keep closing the gap and apply steady physical pressure, Bradley argues that Garcia's explosive power might not be as big of a factor.
He's not worried about that, like you said, but at the same time, he sees a weakness in Garcia to where he's saying, hey, you quit. I know you have it in you. Right. I can make you quit, right? I have that determination,
I've seen it before.
that will, right? That will to win. He's not as talented. He's not as talented as
He has
Ryan
some
Garcia.
talent, but not as much as Ryan Garcia.
He's not as explosive either, right? And I don't think he hit as hard as a Ryan Garcia, but that determination and that will, and if he can close that gap on him, bro, trust me, man, he can do some damage.
Sergio Mora then comes back with a much tougher take on the fight, pointing to Ben's difficulties when facing faster opponents and heavy pressure. He sees Garcia's youth, power, reach, and quick burst as a risky mix that could push Ben onto the defensive and keep him from finding his usual flow. He adds that he likes Ryan Garcia.
I like Ryan Garcia. I just think Conor Ben is not big enough for 147. He wasn't even big enough for the catch weights. He wasn't knocking out people anymore. We've seen how he reacts with speed and power and length against Eubank Jr. He was able to do great, but ultimately he was at the end of the punches against an older fighter in Eubank. He's going to be dealing with a younger, faster, stronger champion now in Ryan Garcia. I think a more motivated, more mature, responsible.
From a technical angle, Teofimo Lopez, who has spent years studying top-level boxing fundamentals from the inside, points out a different weakness. He explains that Ben's tight stance and forward head position could make him vulnerable to Garcia's timing and counterpunches.
Technicality part, yeah, possibly. Yeah, he's not as technically sounded like the rest of us, but the man has heart, the man has grit, and all you need in boxing is that really to overcome those things and push forward, right? The only thing I would credit, I would critique a little bit is the way that they're training for the Ryan Garcia fight. It's too enclosed.
Stepping away from the technical details, Barry McGuigan gives Garcia only a slight advantage, stressing that the fight is still very much up in the air. He views Ben as dangerous enough to take advantage of any slip-up with his pressure, strength, and willpower, which could help him flip the expected result and pull off a big surprise.
Has left it a little bit too late to make 147 again, and I think that could be his Achilles heel. That could be his difficulty, and I think I make Garcia a slight favourite, but I would never write off Conor Ben. He's got a chance with anybody. He's got that fighting heart.
Separate conversation, Teofimo leans even more toward the upset, pointing to Ben's ability to recover after tough or disappointing outings as a key reason not to count him out. He sees that skill to regroup, improve his training, and come back with fresh drive as proof that Ben could step into fight night with greater focus and desire.
We see that type of saying, and maybe Ryan right now might find out that, right? Ideally, in the business aspect, everyone wants to see Ryan win. But Conor Ben is hungry. He's in there. He's in the gym every day. He's speaking Spanish to the man, and he's not even Spanish. So, he's not Hispanic. So I think those things show the determination and what it means to Conor Ben. When he didn't look so great against Eubank the first time, he came back with vengeance the second time. So definitely, Conor Ben is no pushover, man.
Building on that same belief, Tony Bellew frames Ben's resilience as the real wild card going into fight night, highlighting the mental challenge of facing a quicker, more explosive opponent. If Ben can stay calm when Garcia turns up the speed and pressure, Bellew thinks that composure could help him get through the hard moments and make the fight much more competitive than people expect.
Do you know what I mean? He's there now. He knows what this fight, means to him. He needs to. I just think that he's gonna show up. He's gonna show up. Obviously, everyone's waiting for this fight. Like Tony said, he's a proper professional. When it comes to it, he's up for it. Do you know what I mean? He's up for it. It's like when with me against Khan and stuff, I knew that everyone. It gives you an extra bit between teeth. That extra buzz. Yeah.
Not buying into the underdog story, Frock comes back with a much more direct take, predicting that Garcia will take over once the fight finds its pace. He also doubts whether Ben's past opponents have truly prepared him for this level, suggesting that Garcia's experience against top names gives him a clear edge when the heat turns up.
You want though, is it?
Not for Ryan Garcia, no. I mean, Conor Benn against Ryan Garcia, I think Conor Benn gets absolutely splattered. I've got to be honest, I don't think he's got a chance. He's not there yet. And I've said it before, and he gets the ump with me for saying it. But who's he beat? What's he done? Who's his biggest win?
Chris Eubank.
You can't say that's a big win. This guy finished Eubank years ago. And Eubank lost a couple of fights. He got battered by Liam Smith. And that's a level. It's like, what's Eubank done to warrant Conor Benn saying, I'm ready for world titles like this against this guy? I know he's just now become a new world champion and it'd be a good fight. But for me, I just think Ryan Garcia.
It is like, what has Eubank done to Warren? Conor Benn says he is ready for world titles against a guy like this. I know Garcia just became a new world champion and it would be a good fight. But for me, I just think Ryan Garcia. Offering a different viewpoint, Frank Smith, who has followed Ben's career closely, recognizes just how much this fight could change his path. With the WBC dream still a big goal, Smith sees Ben entering the ring with more than just a win on the line, giving him extra motivation to show he truly belongs at the top.
Opponents he's been in terms of levels, but you know, I can't write Conor off. I'm not going to sit here and write him off in that fight because he's going to go out there. This changes his life. He's had a dream to become the WBC world champion. I'd anticipate that belt is on the line unless there's any differences with Zuffa.
Frank Warren returns to back up that point, remembering when he first saw this fight as a big opportunity because Garcia and Ben bring totally different personalities, styles, and fan followings. Their opposite images create a rivalry that goes beyond the ropes. And their international appeal gives the bout the kind of worldwide attention that can turn one night into a major spectacle.
Yeah, I said it publicly before. You know, it was a huge fight. I said it. The build-up for it will be massive. It's two big characters in Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia. You know, from the UK, US coming together. I guess they do it in the US, in Vegas probably. So yeah, of course, if we were still promoting Conor Benn, of course that would be a fight.
Wrapping up the argument for Ben, Tony Sims, who has coached him through big challenges and knows what it is like to go into a fight as the underdog, believes the British fighter can pull off the kind of career-changing upset that shifts everything in one night. With Garcia coming in as the bigger name, Sims thinks Ben can take the pressure, prove his critics wrong, and turn a tough crowd into the backdrop for his greatest win yet.
Yeah, obviously, like you say, it's a massive fight. Conor Benn, Ryan Garcia, and obviously Conor's going to be a big underdog in the fight. I see it as like when Hunnigan went over and fought Don Curry.
Yeah.
You know, Hunnigan was a big underdog in that fight, and you know, he won against all odds. And I feel like I believe in Conor Benn, and I believe that he's going to do the same thing. He's going to go over there and win the fight. But answer to your question, yeah, it's great to be involved in these big fights, and you know, there'll be a lot of people tuning into this fight all around the world.
Sims ends with the most forceful version of that take, predicting that Ben's physical power and pressure could turn into a real issue for Garcia once they start fighting up close. In that kind of situation, Garcia might get pulled into battles where Ben's size, strength, and ability to handle pressure could lessen the impact of Garcia's speed, power, and fast combinations.
He's just blown up lightweight, really. You know, he was talking about going back down to 140 before this fight come about. So I just don't really see him hurting him or stopping him. You know, my opinion is that I think Conor Benn would be too strong for him. I mean, the last fight we had against Prograis, he had 6 weeks. He literally had 6 weeks notice on that fight.
Garcia's left hook has fighters, analysts, and legends all expecting the same result. But Ben's speed, power, and toughness have just as many supporters who are not ready to count him out. Whether it is strength or speed that takes over, boxing has never been predictable. September will give us the answer.